Alrighty y'all, so today I'm going to show you how to fix this Christmas light. Vehicle's on, there's the RPMs, and we have all these lights on. Super easy fix. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So this is what we'll be replacing today. This is the hub wheel bearing assembly. This is for a 2009 Nissan Armada. And the problem we're having where all the lights are on is the wheel speed sensor, which is included with the wheel bearing. So obviously we'll replace the whole hub because the bearing is starting to make noise, but I mean, might as well replace everything at once. I'll show you guys how to get this done. Alright, so first of all, we are going to be removing this really big tire. It's nice and dirty, and we will be taking off the rotor, the calipers, and we should be able to get to the wheel bearing. Let's get to it. Alright, so starting off, we have a 1/2-inch drive snap-on ratchet. This goes with a 3-inch extension and a 13/16 socket. We're going to remove the 6 lug nuts. My bad. We're going to loosen the 6 lug nuts because we still have to lift her up and put a jack stand under it before we can take this tire out. Alright, so now we will take off the calipers, brake pads, and rotors. What I did, I used a screwdriver, stuck it in the rotor, pulled back so I can get a little bit of movement on the caliper so it won't be stuck when I take them out. Alright, caliper's been removed. It's hung on the side, and these are 17mm bolts that hold the caliper to the bracket. Now we are taking the bracket that holds the caliper and brake pads to the actual hub. Those are 18mm. Big boys. And they're out. And we need brake pads. Once all that is removed, the rotor, give it a couple of smacks, and the rotor comes right off. Put that bad boy to the side, and here is our wheel bearing assembly. There's a connection up on top. Let me show you guys. This connection up here that connector is where your speed sensor connects to, so that will have to be disconnected. Comes off that bracket. I already took it off both of these brackets. This bracket here, we'll pull the whole thing off after we remove the bolts holding it to the hub. So as you can see, there's the new wheel bearing hub assembly. The old one is still on here. We have 1, 2, 3 bolts that we have to remove in order to pull that bad boy out. The rear bolts holding the hub are 18 millimeter. We already loosened them and we're about to take it out. Alright, the old one is out. So you wipe this piece in here with a little bit of WD-40, make it look nice. Because the new one's got to go back in there. Nice and rusty. That rust is good sometimes because it'll keep the parts in place, but there's no way no when you put new ones back in there. At least, I mean, I like to clean them out, a little bit of sandpaper in them so they go back in nice. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're about to put the new one in. Let me show you guys the old one and the new one. So there's the new one and there's the old one. I mean, it was going bad. They're sealed, but they do go bad. It depends on how much you drive. I think we probably put like 50,000 miles on these bearings, so yeah, they were due. Alright, so the new bearing hub is installed and well, put in place. Make sure that once you put these bolts back in there holding that wheel bearing, you put some thread locker on there. These are torqued down to 155 foot-pounds. Just make sure you torque them little by little until the actual bearing is close to the hub or everything's been pushed in evenly. You don't want to tighten one and have it, you know, crooked and then try to torque the other one. It might not work right. But this is what I do. And then I put Loctite on all of them, put them back in there, and give it 155 pounds of Ooga-Dooga. Alrighty, the new one is installed. Connections already put on there. Next thing we're gonna do, we torqued it to 155 foot-pounds, and we used thread lockers on the bolts holding the actual hub assembly. So make sure you guys don't forget that, and tighten it in sequence. Don't fully tighten until it is close to the actual arm so you don't damage it. So now what we do, reverse order of everything that came off. So we will install the rotor, then we'll install the bracket that holds the brake pads to the rotor, and then everything else. I'll show you guys the finished product. To make it easier for yourself to keep the rotor in place, I just put a lug nut on there just to hold everything while I install everything back on there. Because you don't want this moving around while you're actually trying to put the bracket to hold your brake pads on there. Alright, so everything's back on. These bolts here, the ones that hold the bracket that the brake pads go on, to this arm. I torqued to 155 foot-pounds, and I also used Loctite thread locker. And these here, the two that hold the caliper to the bracket, I torqued to 32 foot-pounds. So there you go. Now we could take this lug nut off, install the tire, take that wire off of there that I used to hold the caliper, and we should be able to give her a quick drive and check and make sure there's no Christmas tree on in the dash. Alrighty, so everything has been put back on. I want you guys to look at that pedal right there. Make sure, since we did mess with the calipers, that before you even start the vehicle, you pump your brakes. Just to make sure, because I've had replaced brakes and forgot to pump them, and then I'll go backwards, I gotta pump them really fast. So for your info, make sure you pump them before you crank the vehicle. Alrighty, so the key is in. We're about to see if this Christmas tree got fixed or not. Here we go. Okay, there's our tire inflation, which has been bad forever because I'm not paying $200 for that piece that goes inside the wheel and the TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system. I'm sorry. I would like that piece flashing there. I'll get used to it. And the brake, which was on later, let's take off the e-brake. Bada bing, bada boom, and it's off. So there we go, guys. That's how easily it got fixed. Peace. Hope you guys liked the video. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so next time I load up a video, you guys will be the first to see it. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day. Peace.